Well, that happens when you go from 90-degree weather to back to what we have.
Yeah, this is when you get pneumonia and stuff.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is Vice Chairman Pickering on?
Yes, she's out sick, unfortunately.
Oh, is Bob? You talked to him?
I just talked to him. He's
Still bad.
better in some ways and the same
Did he get
ways
over
in
the
others.
That was the worst thing.
He ended up having
That was kind of when you were
C. diff,
Oh,
so he's really sick.
It's not recorded.
I'd like to call to order the Tuesday, February.
Excuse me, Mayor.
Oh, sorry.
I think something happened during the,
during the power short.
yeah, we checked it earlier, but sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
It'll be a couple of minutes, Mayor.
Okay. Apologize for having a little bit of technical difficulty.
Need a battery backup.
He's doing a little better, but a little.
Okay, Mayor, it's all good.
Okay, very good. Yes, sir, he is. I'd like to call to order the Tuesday, February 4th, 2025 meeting of the Danville City Council. Madam Clerk, roll call to establish a quorum, please.
Mayor Ricky Williams Jr.,
Present.
Alderman Ed Butler, Heidi Wilson,
Present.
Carolyn Wands,
Present.
James Burchard,
Present.
Mike O'Kane,
Here.
Bob Iverson, Mike Poore,
Present.
Rick Streebing,
Here.
Sherry Pickering, Eve Ludwig,
Present.
Tricia Teague,
Present.
Robert Williams,
Present.
Darren York,
Here.
John Cooper,
Here.
12 present.
12 present. We do have a quorum. At this time, we will have the invocation led by the Reverend Stephanie Spengler, our minister at Second Church of Christ, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Alderwoman Ludwig. Please rise.
Thank you, Mayor. Heavenly Father, we are thankful that we live in a country where citizens can work together for the good of the community in freedom and in safety. We thank you today for leaders who serve sacrificially and for concerned citizens who hold them accountable. Your word promises that in the multitude of counselors there is safety. So we pray tonight that truth will be spoken and that truth will be heard, that your Holy Spirit will guide each leader with much wisdom to make the best decisions for the community of Danville. and that all who live in this community would live by your rule of life to love our neighbors as ourselves. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Reverend Spangler, if you would like to share with us any updates about Second?
I would say every Tuesday night while you're meeting here at 6 o'clock, we have Celebrate Recovery, which is going on, and that is a weekly 12-step recovery meeting that is one of my favorite things that happens at church on a regular basis. We help people deal with addictions, but also really any hurt, hang-up, or habit. We're preparing for a Grandparent Legacy Summit, which is going to be held on Saturday, February 22nd, and it's really encouraging anybody that has grandchildren how they can really build into their lives and their families and just extend the legacy, especially of the Christian faith. And then I guess thirdly, we're getting ready and starting to gear up for our Easter services, which are at the Palmer Arena, which will be on April 20th, Easter Sunday. So that's about all.
Thank you. We appreciate everything that you guys do for our community.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night. You have before you an agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or debate? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I apologize, I forgot.
Approval agenda, we're gonna have pull 13, due to a medical issue with somebody. I'd like to put that on the Public Services meeting, February 28th, if we can.
Is that item 13A, Alderman?
Yes.
Okay.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
As amended, I'm sorry. It's been moved by Alderman Butler. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. And I apologize that I'm a little bit under the weather. Did we approve the minutes yet?
No, we have not.
I apologize. We'll go back to item 4. Item 4, you have the minutes before you. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of January 21st, 2025?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or debate? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you. My report, we do not have any proclamations or board, committee, or personnel appointments. Are there any reports of boards, agencies, or commissions? Seeing none, I do have two items of information for you. Number one, we experienced a brief about 15-minute power outage this evening. Unfortunately, there were still some power lines connected between here and Brazee. Because the power our main power for the building runs into that pole, there was still some power running through those wires. Somebody had pulled them down, and they were literally dangling in between the buildings, which could have caused either a fire or a major explosion. So unfortunately, we had to shut down for about 15 minutes just before the meeting, but thankfully, Ameren was right on it. They came right out and got us taken care of. So thankfully, that's taken care of. They've completely cut the wires in between the buildings, so there's no connection between these two buildings at this point outside of the old boiler.
Excuse me, Mayor.
Yes,
Is
sir.
there any photographs or anything that we can find out who did all this?
Unfortunately, there's not, no. But I mean, they risked their lives because, quite frankly, if they had gotten into the actual wire, they would have been dead. So thankfully, that did not happen to our knowledge. The second item that I have for you is just a reminder that we have our first Friday this Friday. It's downtown. We're having bingo, winter bingo, and looking for a good crowd there. All the tables have sold out. However, you can still go and play. There are places for individuals and smaller groups of people to be there as well. So there's still room for everyone to come and enjoy themselves. That's all I have at this time. At this time, we will receive our petitions, communications, and audience comments.
Thank you, Mayor. Has everyone had a chance to complete a yellow participation card who would like to speak this evening? Okay, when I call your name, please come to the podium. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. First, I have Jerry Hawker of Danville.
Thank you. Jerry Hawker, Danville resident. For the benefit of the corporate council, I would like to advise him that I am here as a private citizen and not as a county board member. So I do not expect a letter sent to the state's attorney complaining about my comments as last time I addressed this council. So it's a sad day for the city of Danville, as the mayor of our fair city has chose to no longer keep the excellent services of Sandra Finch for the city of Danville. After 35 years of service, I worked closely with Sandra for 20 years as a landlord. She has always been the protector of the downtrodden, the minority, and those that are marginalized in our community. She's been very active for years with the Martin Luther King celebration, and it's very sad because she has spoken up for especially one individual that she has now lost her job. I want to say thank you to Sandra Houston for 35 years of fantastic service. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hawker.
Deontay Brooks of Danville regarding immigration.
How y'all doing this afternoon? My name's Deontay Brooks. I know plenty of y'all probably know me. I came here to talk about this today because there are a lot of people afraid in town, rumors of ICE and all this kind of stuff. But I want to remind the people of Danville that we have the Illinois Trust Act signed by our governor. And I know Chief Yates, and he's a man of integrity. And I know how he runs his police department. And he's gonna follow it by the book. So we don't have to worry about some of the things, like this ain't Alabama, this ain't Tennessee, this ain't Texas, this is Illinois, this is our state and this is where we live. And we go by the mandate of our laws here. So it's kind of building and people are in a tizzy sometimes. They watching CNN, it's a global network. But this is Danville, this is our community. And our law prohibits law enforcement from detaining individuals based solely on immigration detainers or non-judicial immigration. Basically, if you ain't got a warrant, our police department is not going to work with ICE. But if you have a warrant, we need to have criminals out of our community. And that's what everybody wants. And that's what we do in our community. But just a lot of people been talking to me and stuff like that. And I just wanted to say that I trust Chief Yates and I trust our police department. But there's a lot of fear. And we need to reach out to the community and let them know that our government has their back when they come to y'all and they talk to you. Because I trust y'all. I know y'all got this. But I want to say it out loud.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. We appreciate you.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Is there anyone else who wishes to speak this evening? All right. Having satisfied that, we do not have any zoning petitions this evening. Are there any, is there a approval of payrolls? You have before you the payrolls of January 24th and 31st, 2025. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on the payrolls? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Alderman Cooper,
Yes.
Yes.
Butler, Wilson,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Pichard,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson, Poor,
Yes.
Streebing,
Yes.
Pickering, Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, the motion carries. You also have before you the vouchers payable of January 28th, 2025, February 4th, 2025, as well as special runs from January 27th, 2025, and January 31st, 2025. Is there a motion to approve those?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or debate? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I saw a set of vouchers for parking study. I was wondering when we would see the results of that parking study.
That will likely be presented to you in the next couple of weeks here. We just got it, so we haven't had time to fully review it yet.
Okay. So it'll come to committee and then full council, or?
it will come just for us to all review. I mean, there's not any necessarily actionable steps that it's asking us to take. It's just providing us with data so that we can start planning and making some recommendations to you all.
Okay.
Any further discussion or debate on the vouchers payable? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Butler,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson, Poor,
Yes.
Strebing,
Yes.
Pickering, Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, the motion carries. This time we'll receive our Public Services Committee report. Chairman Streaming.
All right, puts us to 11A. We have a resolution authorizing the auditing services. I make the motion to approve and dispense with the reading and ask for approval. I'll need a second, please.
Second.
Is there any questions on 11A's resolution? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson, Poor,
Yes.
Strebing,
Yes.
Pickering, Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, thank you. Puts us 11B. We have a resolution awarding the contract for professional services and subscription for Blaze Stack Fire Investigation Case Management Software. I'll make the motion to approve and dispense with the reading and ask for approval. I'll need a second, please.
Second.
Is there any questions on 11B's resolution? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman Wands,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson, Poor,
Yes.
Strebing,
Yes.
Pickering, Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
12 yes.
Yes, thank you. The motion carries. Puts us 11C. We have a resolution awarding the contract for professional services and subscription for First Due Fires and EMS records management software. I'll make the motion to approve and dispense with the reading and ask for approval. I will need a second, please.
Second.
Is there any questions on 11C's resolution? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman Bouchard,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson, Poor,
Yes.
Strebing,
Yes.
Pickering, Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler, Wilson,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
12 yes.
Oh, yes, thank you. The motion carries. Puts us to 11D. We have the resolution authorizing the purchase of a police department vehicle and disposal of an unused vehicle. I'll make the motion to approve and dispense with the reading and ask for your approval. I'll need a second, please.
Second.
Is there any questions on 11D's resolution? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman Bouchard,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson, Poor,
Yes.
Strebing,
Yes.
Pickering, Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
12 yes.
Oh, yes, thank you. The motion carries. Puts us to 11E. We have a resolution approving a 115 trust agreement retirement health care funding plan. I'll make the motion to approve and dispense with the reading and ask for approval. I'll need a second, please.
Second.
Is there any questions on 11E's resolution? Yes, Mike?
What is it? What are we,
Okay.
what's it cost us, and do we have anything now that we're replacing it?
We have a gentleman here who was very eloquent about discussing it. And,
Chief.
Chief, you're here this evening, so I'll let Chief answer
Sure.
that.
Okay, so in this new command staff contract, we agreed to having a retirement health care savings plan for our command staff and eligible, which are the eligible employees. Am I getting out okay? Doesn't sound like it.
We can hear you.
Okay. So we came to that agreement. However, what wasn't spelled out in the contract was which company we're going with, what kind of plan. Now, command officers as well as officers, but we're speaking specifically about command officers in their contract. They have the ability to sell back sick time at the end of the year and place it, either get paid out or this is unused sick time, or forward it into like a deferred comp plan. So what we wanted to set up with them in this agreement was a healthcare savings plan that works very similar to like a workers' comp plan, to where this money can be invested into a separate deferral, pre-tax dollars, instead of going to them from the city. It goes into this account, and it builds. Okay. Sergeant Kidwell, a member of the association, Command Association, shopped around, looked for the company that they wanted to go with, and then they came to that. So actually, resolution E is agreeing to the trust agreement retirement healthcare funding plan. That's the generic agreement. And then resolution F goes into the actual company and fund that it is. I sent out, and it was in the folder, a justification as to why this is a opportunity for, obviously, the providing a benefit to the command staff and the eligible employees, but also at no real cost to the city. So either they're getting paid out and they're collecting the money, or they're putting it into a retirement health care savings plan. Does that answer your question, Mike?
Pretty much so. So when the city does this, will that save us the matching Social Security and stuff like that on payments?
No, I don't believe so.
I don't think so, no.
I think he's talking about time that they've got on the books, and instead of cashing it out, they can put it in like a sick bank.
Right, but I mean, if you get cash, you usually pay taxes on it.
Yeah.
Actually, there may be a little bit to that, Alderman. I think, and I don't know what the amounts are, but there is a payroll tax, I believe, and this would be outside of my scope of expertise. But if it's pre-tax dollars and it's a deferred payment, then there is some benefit to the city. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, well, the city shouldn't have to pay anything. No. Okay.
Is there any other questions on 11E? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman O'Kane?
Yes.
Iverson? Poor?
Yes.
Streebing?
Yes.
Pickering? Ludwig?
Yes.
Teague?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
York?
Yes.
Cooper?
Yes.
Butler?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Wands?
Yes.
Bouchard?
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, thank you. The motion carries. Puts us to item 11F with resolution authorizing the addition of the National Public Pension Fund Association NPPFA 457 Deferred Compensation Plan as a police command employee's benefit. I'll make the motion to approve and dispense with the reading and ask for approval. I'll need a second, please.
Second.
Is there any questions on 11F's resolution? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman Iverson? Poor?
Yes.
Streebing?
Yes.
Pickering? Ludwig?
Yes.
Teague?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
York?
Yes.
Cooper?
Yes.
Butler?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Wands?
Yes.
Bouchard?
Yes.
O'Kane?
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, thank you. The motion carries. Puts us to 11G, accept and place on file the city clerk's report. I'll need a motion to approve in a second, please.
Second.
So moved.
All right, all those in favor of 11G signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Puts us to 11H, to accept and place on file the city treasurer's report for January 2024 and February 2024. I'll need a motion and a second to accept this, please.
So move.
Second.
Is there any questions on 11H? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Items of information. I don't have any. Does anybody out there have anything like to share with us this evening?
Yes, the new ladder truck is finally here and in town.
Well, thank you, sir. Yay.
Currently at Station 3, we got training set up next week, 3 days of training, and then probably another week or so getting the equipment switched over, and it'll be ready to go.
Thank you.
It's
thank
beautiful.
You, thank you.
If you want to come out and take a look at it, hopefully we can get it here in a few nights or something.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have, Mayor, and that concludes our report.
Thank you, Chairman. At this time, we will receive our Public Works Committee report. Chairman Poor.
Thank you, Mayor. 12A is a resolution accepting a contract for the CDBG housing rehab product at 301 South Griffin Street. Move to dispense reading and ask for your approval and need a second.
Second.
Questions? Alderman O'Kane.
Just with what's going on in the world, Have we got this money that we're spending? Or we,
Yeah, for right now, we are being instructed to keep business as usual.
okay. I can't keep up with it.
No. It changes every day. Okay, any other questions? Roll call, please.
Chairman Poor,
Yes.
Chairman Streebing,
Yes.
Alderman Pickering, Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Pashard,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson, 12 yes.
12 yes, thank you. 12B is a resolution approving the Western Gateway TIF RIP grant application for 25 North Franklin Street and a fiscal year 24-25 budget amendment to the TIF project reimbursement. Move to dispense your reading. Ask for your approval. Won't need a second.
Second.
Okay, questions? Alderman Cooper.
Let's go TIF 101, Logan. How are these funds used?
Yeah. So TIF funds are guided by state statute, and to break it down simplistically, it is funds collected on increased values of structures within a TIF zone, and eligible expenses are affixed building improvements. So from concrete, driveways, parking lots, walls, electrical, mechanical, just nothing like furniture, items like that. Those are the eligible expenses, and the plan is, and the intended use is to invest like a business to get a short-term return to then reinvest within the TIF district.
That TIF district is downtown or just downtown area only? Or
Yeah, we have 5 separate TIFs. So this TIF district is Western Gateway, downtown, Campus Corridor, Midtown, and Eastern Voorhees TIF.
How much money do we have to give out? Say, maybe that's an unfair question, but
No, it's fair. It's an annual revenue, and I'm gonna give you an approximation. The Western Gateway is increasing. A large project that was in this pretty small TIF was the OSF, and that was just reassessed, so it is increasing. I think we receive shy of $50,000 a year. It's a fairly new TIF, so inflation really hasn't impacted it yet. But all of them are growing. Most of them were started in 2018, so downtown is substantially growing. But our most mature TIF is the Midtown TIF district, and it receives around $300,000 to $400,000 a year.
so next year another business, well, let's say 3 months from now, another business wants to come here, wants additional money for their project, or is there money available?
Yes, that's the idea. And to be frank with you, we have to do an annual report each year, and if we don't have it's not against regulation, but it is ill-advised to have a rollover of funds, of TIF funds, without a plan.
And how many TIF awards did we give out last year?
I would have to go back to our software for that, but majority of them were given out throughout the downtown district. The Western Gateway has one active redevelopment agreement, so that's kind of like an award. I'd say it was probably around 15 to 20 grants were granted in the past year through the TIF district.
And this is not a reimbursable grant, is it?
It is technically a reimbursement grant.
From them, or?
We would reimburse the applicant and developer after they make expenditure, low liability system.
They have to provide us proof of expenditure, receipts, invoices, that kind
Which
of thing.
they have. I mean, I've seen all that. And then a couple of questions for Austin or Jared or whatever, if you don't mind.
Yes. If you could, because they're a petitioner, they can come to the council. Yes. You would just please introduce yourself and provide your connection to the project.
Yeah, Jared Trigg. I'm one of the co-owners of the business there at 25 Franklin, known as Cedar and Smoke.
And Austin's back here, I think. The plans, what are we doing here? I mean, there's a lot of rumors floating around here, and I'll tell you right now, right now it's going to be a cigar shop, right?
No. So initially, when we had first come up with the idea, we were going to be strictly a cigar shop and cigar lounge. Austin and I had discussed that. We believed that there were other opportunities that we should look at. So we've decided instead we're going to have a lounge, we're going to have a bar. There will be cigar sales, but there will not be any indoor smoking. So it will not be what you would generally consider as a cigar lounge.
So there will be alcohol served there. Do we have a license available?
Yes.
Okay. And I suppose gaming's in the future too.
Potentially, yes. We are wiring and building out the building to have an area for that. Obviously, we'd have to get approved and get the licensing for that. But
And does the building conform to serving alcohol?
Yeah. So it turns out that is a very dense question. We spent the last couple of days, Corporation Counsel, the applicant, researching the Illinois Smoke-Free Act. And in summary, due to hypothetical sales and projections, it removes this use out of the Illinois Smoke-Free Act. And we have sought guidance from the state of Illinois, the health department, and we've done our own research. Right now, it is our interpretation of the act, unless we hear from the state of Illinois that this is feasible to do in the same space. But to be honest with you, we have not received a whole lot of clarity. The interpretation of the act is pretty difficult if Corporation Counsel wants to add to that.
Yeah, and I've had discussions with Mr. Trigg, and he's explained what his current proposal for the site is. And I think what takes it out of the Smoke-Free Illinois Act is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you just stated you're no longer seeking to have the lounge, which would allow smoking in the facility.
correct. Yeah, there will be no indoor smoking. It would be just like any other bar or any other business in Danville. We would have to comply with that statute. And in fact, if you drive by the building, on the west side of the building that faces Franklin Street, you'll notice we've actually blocked in an old doorway that was there. That's because that area of the parking lot is what we intend to have as our outdoor smoking area. And so we blocked in that door so that it would be more than 15 feet away from the next closest door. So we are intending to comply with Smoke-Free Illinois. We're not seeking an exemption.
Well, those are just questions that have been thrown at me here the last couple of weeks, and I just want to let you know, and you guys did a good job answering them all. I'm fully supportive of it, and I'm glad you're considering doing this. I don't think a lot of businesses are knocking down our door to locate here, but I would hope everybody supports this to give us an additional business in town. So good luck, and I hope you're with us.
Thank you very much.
But are you going to you're going to sell other tobacco products as well besides just cigars?
No, it will just be premium
strictly
cigars. We may at some point venture into pipe tobacco and pipes, but
That's
there will
what
not
mine
be.
went back to Fritch's.
Went back to what?
Fritch's.
Yeah.
Way back when. Remember Fritch's downtown? And
I don't think I was born
all that
yet.
the nice smell. And, oh, come on, John.
Yeah, we have talked about that, quite frankly, between Austin and myself. Neither one of us are experts in pipe tobacco. So if we could bring on a partner or something that had some knowledge there, or we can get some knowledge in the industry, might be something we consider in the future. But there will not be cigarettes. It will not be vape. There will not be nicotine products of any kind other than just premium tobacco.
Good premium quality cigars.
Correct.
No
And there's
Tiparillos.
also no like marijuana and stuff like that.
No marijuana, no vape, no. What's the thing? Kratom? Yeah, we've had a lot of calls asking if we sell something called Kratom. I don't even know what that is, but nothing like that.
Oh, I'm the chairman, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
Any other questions?
Yes,
Yeah, Alderman Ludwig.
I just want to make a statement in assessing my vote for whether to award this TIF money for this private project. I have to ask myself, does this private project, the development of, well, you're telling me now it's more of a bar lounge and video gaming parlor lounge, does this improve the overall economic vitality of the TIF district, and does it benefit our community in Danville as a whole? And I'm not sure that using TIF money for this does benefit Danville as a whole. So I'm going to be voting no.
Yes.
I have some concerns. Also, I think there's probably better ways to spend this TIF money. I have talked to several businesses in that area, and they're all basically needing some help. Secondly, now that I've learned that it's going to be a bar and so forth, it's getting very, very close to residential, about a block away. We already have things down there that, in that area, that are not the most conducive to residential. And I just feel this might be adding one more thing. I have a problem with the TIF money going towards it. That's my main concern, is the TIF money, that we need to, I don't know, maybe consider that, the amount, or that at all.
That's my concern too, is the TIF money. I didn't realize that we'd used TIF money before for this kind of project.
If you look at Pete Blackman's building, Million River Brewing, they received TIF money. You look at Deluxe, TIF money. I mean, a lot of businesses downtown that benefited from the TIF money. And it's only a reimbursement. I mean, it's not like we're funding the whole project. They're getting a portion of it, of the expenditures that fall under the guidelines. That's what's getting reimbursed, up to a max. Is it 50,000 max?
Yeah.
To a max of 50,000, which is what we set the limit on for most of the other businesses downtown that they've received. And anybody can apply for TIF money. I mean, if the project falls under the guidelines, so it's not like it's just limited to bars or restaurants. It's all kinds of different
I can add
businesses.
something else too.
Okay.
Perhaps you can answer this for me. I'm sure you can.
Certainly.
Parking.
Yes.
For the size of building and everything, do you have adequate parking without overflowing into the neighbor's parking area and that type of thing?
Yes, we believe we do. We have not had it restriped yet or had somebody come out. We got an estimate to re-blacktop and do the striping, but they didn't actually go give us a layout for how many spots. But that area does have quite a large parking lot there. In addition to that, directly to the south is one of the city lots, I believe, and then directly to the east is also the parking garage. So we do have plenty of parking down in that area in general.
Alderman Wands, to make a clarification, they will still have to follow all building and zoning code items to get a C of O to occupy the space.
Well, one of the concerns was the parking of the neighbors. There's trucks that deliver to some of those businesses at night, and they were concerned that perhaps the parking would be congested and that they might not be able to get their trucks in for delivery.
We don't think that would be an issue. I would estimate, just based on us being there, working on the building as we exist currently, as it sits, I would say we can probably get between 20 and 30 cars in that parking lot easily. And that's without actually having somebody come out and line it out so that it's, custom tailored to account for that, account for our new smoking area that will be outside, account for the handicap spots that we would need. But there's ample frontage there and plenty of room to have at least 2 rows of parking all the way down that building.
Mr. Trigg, you also own the parking to the north of the building, right? There's like the building, then we own a lot, and then there's, you don't?
No.
Okay.
The north side of the building, I believe, is owned by the same family that owns the Deluxe restaurant.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Now, we had talked to them to see if we could enter into some kind of an agreement to buy part of that. There's a very small lot right there that we wanted to buy actually to put our garbage dumpster on, just to have it behind the building as opposed to on the south side of the building. We have not received a response from them, but we wouldn't be buying that other lot.
Other questions? Alderman Teague, Vice Mayor Teague.
Since you brought up TIF guidelines, could you, Logan, just speak about guidelines for TIF?
Are you speaking to just eligibility or just the application process?
Eligibility.
Yeah, so just as I touched on a little bit earlier, the state statute gives a pretty broad language on the actual guidelines that let the municipalities set up their own applications processes and redevelopment agreements and grant applications. But essentially, the guidelines are written whenever the life of the TIF starts, and they call that the redevelopment service area. So there are goals, which the main goals for the city of Danville are pretty broad. It's blight removal and economic development. Outside of that, the guidelines are the dollars have to go towards public infrastructure or typically private investment. Not-for-profits, I wouldn't say is illegal or ineligible, but it's ill-advised. And then there's standard practices outside of the state statute on that, which, if we're being responsible with property taxpayers' funds, we like to see a typical return on investment within 5 to 7 years, which is why there's a difference between a redevelopment incentive program, which is the maximum of $50,000, and a redevelopment agreement. And the redevelopment agreement is when there's a lot more money involved in the project. It makes the taxpayer dollars safer, and will return the money in a quicker fashion. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. I have another question. I don't know who has the answer. You might have the answer. How long has this building been empty and not used?
That I don't know. I can tell you just from our experience walking around there, it's been quite a while. The gentleman that owned it prior to us buying it passed away. We bought the property from his widow. He used it as a office for a property management company, I believe. He did. How long that was going, I don't know.
Okay. Because one of I think the advantages of this is that, we are in a situation in this city where we have a large number of buildings that sit empty and unused. And every building that sits empty and unused eventually becomes a building that the city has to do something about. Whether that's tear it down, protect, deal with some of the issues. So I, for one, will be voting in support of this because, one, I see that it takes a building that could have been, after years and years of non-maintenance, become a building that is actually being maintained, which is one less building that the city would eventually have to worry about. I think the other thing from my perspective is, actually a couple other things. The other thing from my perspective is, as it relates to your business, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, obviously you'll be doing sales of things that then would generate sales tax.
Correct.
And so those sales tax dollars end up coming right back into the city's revenue. So that's additional sales tax dollars. I think the other thing from my perspective, when I look around at the number of businesses that we have in the downtown area especially, one of the things that attracts younger and upscale residents to our community is quality of life and things to do. And if you go to any major city, you will find a few bars downtown. You will find a lot of different things. One thing that I have actually heard about from some of my friends who would visit, particularly from like the East Coast, is that there is not a place to go and get a good cigar in the city of Danville. I don't happen to smoke cigars, but I know people who do, and I know people who enjoy them, and they won't smoke anything else, but they love a good cigar. And it's a quality of life type of business that I think would attract people to say, oh, Danville has this, because there are specific things that people look for when they're looking for determining where to move. and because I like data, I'm the type of person who has done that type of thing before, where I'm looking at, oh, does this town have X? And if there is X in this town, it gives it a livability score for me. There are people who do that type of analysis and assessment for where they determine where they want to move. And so to me, this adds something that Danville has that you don't see in everywhere, but it definitely adds to the livability and likability for our city for certain people of certain socioeconomic status. So for that reason, on top of the fact that there would be ROI, because those TIF dollars would come back to us through sales tax revenue and property tax revenue, I think that this is a good idea. Now, you know, one of the things that I've seen as it relates to our TIF funding is that we have funded other types of businesses. And so you mentioned at least two other businesses downtown that also have bars associated with them. So to me, this is no different than any of the other prior TIF funding as it relates to downtown. And if we're going to build up our city, then we actually do need to be providing opportunities for people to have social interaction and things downtown. After you go to a show at the Fisher or you go to, you know, many other things, we need other places that are recreational for people to be able to participate in. Is the biggest complaint that people have about Danville, is that there's not very much recreation available. So this provides another form of recreation, and I would hope that then it would attract additional forms of recreation downtown. So for that reason, I will be voting yes for it.
Alderman Cooper.
Just one final question for me. What type of capacity are you looking at?
So honestly, we are not sure yet. Our plans, everything that we've talked about, we had planned on less than 100 occupancy. I don't even know that we're going to get to that point. Quite frankly, as you start building walls and putting we're going to have large oversized lounge type seating. You start putting stuff like that in there, it takes up a lot of space. I believe we have 16 bar seats. I believe we have 16 bar seats, and I think we're estimating between 20 and 30 lounge chairs outside in the actual smoking area that we're going to have on the west side of the building. Probably another 10 to 15, seats out there. But I don't see being anywhere over 100.
And Logan, this is 250 feet away from our requirements, isn't it? From what we require for residents and all that.
Yeah. So that the main concern for that is going to be schools. And yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Being a resident of West Downtown, this is about less than 2 blocks from my house. It's the only residential area that's very close to the downtown area. I still have some problems with it. Two churches across the street. The other businesses around it, the children that play on Payne Street, which ends up right at the church. I just, for my constituents in West Downtown, I think I have to vote no.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I agree with just probably about everything, if not everything, that Alderman Teague said a while ago, that because you get a little spice of life downtown. I wish it was a better location. I would rather see it down on Vermilion than where you're at.
Well, and
that way it's not in the location, and therefore I'll be against it because of the location mainly.
I was going to say, just so you're aware, we did attempt to buy, at one point we were looking at the old Laney's ice cream shop when they went out of business. At that point in time, we were still planning on just doing a cigar lounge. And one of the additional requirements under the Smoke-Free Illinois Act is you have to be a freestanding building, so you can't have any shared walls, even though I don't believe that was the legislative intent. I believe the legislative intent was to prevent having a smoking shop in like a shopping mall. But be that as it may, statute said you can't have a shared wall. So we looked for the next closest building to the downtown area that was freestanding, and that's when we found this.
Now, your lounge outside, the smoking lounge part, is that going to have a roof, wall? I mean, no, or
The idea would be something very similar to what the casino has, where you have a large room that would have walls at 8 or 10 feet high, but they're not connected to a ceiling. So you'd have a 2 or 3 foot gap around the perimeter and then a fixed ceiling over the top that would be heated.
other questions, comments? Okay, roll call, please.
Chairman Streebing,
Yes.
Pickering, Ludwig.
No.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Wands,
No.
Bouchard,
No.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson, Poor,
Yes.
9 yes.
9 yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Moving on to 12C is a resolution accepting the contract for CDBG housing rehab product at 1024 North Gilbert Street. Need a motion, or move to dispense reading, ask for approval, and need a second, please.
Second.
Okay, questions? Okay, seeing none, roll call, please, on 12C.
Alderman Pickering, Ludwig.
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson, Poor,
Yes.
Streebing,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, thank you. Moving on to 12D, items of information. Item 1, we have the 2025 contractor pricing for yard waste facility.
Yeah, so wanted to bring 2 items to your guys' information today. Number 1, yard waste stickers are now available for purchase. So just want to make that announcement. We'll start selling those tomorrow morning. And then secondly, we are going to be bringing a resolution to you guys here within the next month about contractor pricing for the yard waste site. We intended to kind of just give that to you in items of information tonight. Upon further thought, I thought it might be best to just put it in a resolution form and make sure I'm fully explaining it to you guys and that you guys are able to, be in agreement with that as well. So I'm going to bring that probably to Public Works either this next one or the next month, but bring a resolution for that so you guys are able to see. But long story short, we've had contractors that are purchasing residential sticker and then operating their yard waste business and bringing it out to the yard waste site. And what we realize is we really aren't providing a good avenue for a contractor to be able to operate. And what we end up doing if we hold too tight to the rules is we encourage illegal dumping of yard waste. And so trying to give an avenue that we're able to support the businesses in town to operate while still making sure that we're able to cover our costs. So that's ultimately what this is all going to entail. So when we bring that, that's kind of what we'll bring to you. And I decided we're going to go ahead and bring that as a resolution.
Dave, is that pretty standard pricing, do you think? I mean,
Yeah, so we currently charge $20 per cubic yard for yard waste. That's basically what we're going to do with contractors, but obviously we don't have necessarily scales, nor do our people in the office have the ability to eyeball a perfect
Right.
cubic yardage. So we're gonna do it in by a trailer size and kind of make it to where it's easy. Understood and break it down that way.
Okay.
So this is new.
This is new, and it's just information only right now, and then the resolution will be written and brought.
Yeah.
Probably what, next Public Works meeting?
It'll probably be the month after.
The month
but
after.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else have information?
Chairman, we will. I know Vice Mayor will ask me about this. We will put out a post and a text message tomorrow to let people know that the yard waste stickers are for sale.
And there won't be a price increase, will it?
No, this is on the yard waste stuff. I mean, for bulk, but
when you bring it back.
the sticker's the same price.
Yeah, so
still.
the stickers are the same price this year. The hold on, let me double check. I believe they're $40. Yes, stickers are $40. But yeah, the increase there won't be an increase really at all. It's more of a structure in payment to give an avenue for contractors to be able to operate.
Okay. And you'll be taking bags starting when?
That is in the beginning of April.
April. So, but you'll, in the yard waste containers themselves, you'll start picking up?
Also the beginning of April.
So not,
Nothing
get
till,
stickers,
April
but
1st, but you are able to buy your stickers, and then, yeah. I know we've had a lot of calls here with the weather, so wanted to bring that and just make you guys aware of that.
So stickers are available, but yard waste not till April 1.
Correct.
Okay. Election day. All righty. Mayor, that concludes our report. Oh, we will be meeting here next Tuesday, 6 p.m.
Thank you, Chairman Poor. Item 13 is closed session, for which we do have need. At this time, I would entertain a motion to go into closed session under Section 2C1 of the Open Meetings Act to discuss specific employees, under Section 2C5 of the Open Meetings Act to discuss the purchase of real property, under Section 2C6 of the Open Meetings Act to discuss setting the price for the sale of property, and under Section 2C11 of the Open Meetings Act to discuss pending litigation. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion or debate? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Ludwig.
Yes.
Teague. No. Williams.
Yes.
York.
Yes.
Cooper.
No.
Butler.
No.
Wilson.
No.
Wands.
Yes.
Pishard. O'Kane.
Yes.
Iverson. Poor.
Yes.
Streebing.
Yes.
8 yes.
8 yes. We are adjourned to closed session. There will be no action taken after closed session.
You almost got it done, Cooper.
I saw that.
He's tried that.
Sure, but I need to be careful
Or
about
would
it.
you rather I ask someone else?
Probably better to ask someone else if you can. Let's see. We need our chairman. Okay, chairman. We don't need, I mean, we're just adjourning. Pardon? Yes. I entertain a motion to return to open session.
So moved.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, having satisfied the agenda, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.
Okay. I'll be the first one to say that.
The girl on saying that